What's up, y'all? I'm Chris Hayes 508. This is On the Spot. Today we got a very special guest. Please introduce yourself. Tell us your name, where you're from, what you got going on right now.
All right, man. My name is Jā-WrK. I'm from Reno, Nevada, and just dropped an album on the 13th, Friday the 13th of October. 13 tracks. It's pretty dope, man. Go check it out. It's on all platforms. Right now, I'm just working on some physical copies of the album and some merch, and the show coming up in January.
Man, I think physical product is very important, and rise up and take it. I had a chance to check out some of the music. I checked out the title track, Rise Up and Take It, and I want to find out a lot more about this project because you got some features on here I think people might be surprised by. So I want to break down the whole album just in a few minutes, but before we do that, I want to officially welcome you to On the Spot, man. Thanks for coming through.
Hell yeah, man. No problem. Thank you for having me, dude. I'm really excited,
man. We gotta do the official round of applause, and you know it is definitely nice to meet you. And the first thing that I always like to start off with is your name. You have a interesting spelling. I feel like some people might not know how to say it. I was one of those people. So tell the people again, what is your artist name? How do you spell it? Why did you choose it? What does it mean? Tell us a story about your name.
All right, man. Yeah. So it's kind of it's simple but elegant, I guess you could say. Jā-WrK. It's kind of a play on my name, actually. My first initials would be J. Last name has like work at the beginning, and so like, you know, that's a J and a W. A lot of J dubs out there and everything. So I wanted to be a little different, and that's where I came up with Jā-WrK. And to get the J sound, you know, because you got J-A. A lot of people might think Ja, like Ja Rule. And so I put the line over the A just to give it that sound, because the line over there, the elongated A sound, J, and then the dash W-R-K to shorten work, but have that same sound still. I thought it was just kind of like aesthetically pleasing, I guess you could say. Something a little different.
Nah, it's very cool. Definitely, it's gonna pop up when you search for it. I was, not many people with that name, especially with W-R-K. First time I've seen it, and now gotten to know you a little bit better. Now I know how to say it perfectly. Jā-WrK. It's actually very simple once you get it the first time. Plus, I'm gonna put his name right down below. Y'all go give him a follow. Y'all show some support like y'all want to be supported. And the next thing I want to ask you about, a little bit about your journey. Now, how long have you been making music? How did you get into it? I mean, did you take any breaks? Have you been doing it the whole time? Tell us a little bit about your musical journey.
Well, the musical journey also kind of coincides with the life journey. Kind of deep. I started music as a kid. I mean, our dad was into music, although he wasn't quite in our lives a whole lot. I think it's just in the genes. I mean, all of our kids have followed in our paths. And so back at, 16, 17, my younger brother and I, we were like, hey, man, let's start rapping. So we had the influence of Bone Thugs, Tupac, old school Eminem, all these, and Biggie, all that, and the old school big icons, and we were young. I'll just say that, we were young. Then we kind of ventured off with our older brother, started doing some rock. We did our own rock thing for a while. And then I just fell off, man. I fell off into active addiction. I don't mind talking about that because I never know who else might need to hear it. Hear my journey, because it may help them. But yeah, that went on for years, and I kind of let music fall off, stopped listening to it as much even. It was just a horrible time, man, followed by a very toxic relationship. So once I got out of that, though, my older brother, man, he came through and bought me this beat pack, and from like my favorite producer, and that's Wishmaster. Woo! But yeah, man, he bought me that beat pack, and it was just like, I don't know, the right timing, you know what I mean? Like, things happen for a reason, I feel like. And I was going through some stuff, divorce, some shit at work because I was going through that, and that's where Getting By and Stay came from. You know, those two tracks. He threw this at me a year prior to that. We had actually done a track. It was him, his son, my son, and we all did a track together called These Chains, by Raxputin, Raxputin. He that kind of got me into that, like, oh man, music, I forgot about this, you know what I mean, like how this makes me feel, it's a release, all this. So it was just perfect timing, you know what I mean. I think he did that just the right time in my life, to where I can like handle this, I can be consistent with it and everything else, and really just follow through. And it gave me an outlet to let all that out, so and hopefully help other people.
Well, I think a lot of people watching can, number one, relate to addiction, and the positive side is recovery, because it's affected my family and affected millions of families, so it's a very relatable thing, and I appreciate you sharing that. But also, there's a lot of people watching right now that used to make music and they're thinking about getting back into it and they're not sure. But like you said, once you got them beats going back and you were like starting writing and flowing and seeing the reactions and how it feels to express yourself, it's like, music is a beautiful thing. And I'm glad that you found it. And also you're talking a little bit before, we actually recently just interviewed OCD Cupid, which is your son, and now you're making tracks with him. He's actually featured on the new album on the track Stay with Chris Calico. And I want to talk more about the album and the features and all that, man. But you have a very relatable story, and I appreciate you sharing it. But also, I want to find out a little bit more about you outside the music. I know you're a family man. I know you make music. I know all these things already, but I just want to find out about you. So outside of the music, what is one thing you want the people to know about you that maybe we might not expect? It might surprise us. Maybe a hidden talent, maybe something random, maybe something funny. Tell us a little bit more about you.
I got something funny, dude. It's funny because it's a part of my message of just being comfortable with yourself and everything, no matter what you've gone through and everything else. You know, I've gotten real comfortable with this, and so I'm going to bring it up. But like, not everybody would, and so I think it makes some people uncomfortable because they're like, dude, how is he so comfortable with this? You know what I mean? Because it's a flaw, or what would be considered a flaw, and I don't see it that way. But I have a wonky eye. Yeah. It's not always like, or a lazy eye, you know what I mean? I call it a wonky eye just for human purposes. But yeah, I got one. It kind of drifts sometimes depending on which eye I focus through. But yeah, I think that's just something funny that I just I play on it all the time because I like humor, man. If I weren't doing music, I'd be doing stand-up comedy probably. So
Well,
yeah, that's just a funny little tidbit about me, I guess.
before we run out of time, I want to make sure we get a chance to talk about your music. So you have a brand new project that just dropped Friday, October 13th, and I want to pull up the track list here, man. You got 13 songs. Friday the 13th, Rise Up and Take It. We have a little bit about the message and pushing through, but what's with the 13s, man? Was it planned out to have 13 songs Friday the 13th? Was there a strategy behind that? Tell us a little bit about that.
I like that number, man. I guess I don't know. It's always been considered such an unlucky number. I mean, even now, I've seen places that hotels don't even have a 13th, like a 13th room and stuff around here. Like it's crazy, and like superstition. And I've never felt that way about it. I like it. So I thought that it would be cool. I had these tracks coming up and getting ready and everything, and started really getting into this album and getting other people to work on it and stuff, not just features, but the people that I had mix and master things for me, because I was doing it all myself. And I just wanted this to be something special, man, something big. And so, as I was doing that, man, it was coming up to that time, and I had all these, and I was like, man, I could easily have 13 tracks done by the 13th of October, and that's a Friday the 13th. So I just thought it would be cool. Honestly, it was just for myself, really, more than anything. And I thought anybody else who got it would get it and love it too. You know what I mean? Like 13 tracks on Friday the 13th of October. I thought that would just be a cool thing. So
That's cool when you're not letting these superstitions stop you. You're breaking through that, man. And I think Yeah, definitely. From the tracks that I've heard, man, you have a very dope, sophisticated flow, man. Like, you know your way around the beat, man. You know your way around, writing a song. And also you work with a lot of dope people. And I see Chris Calico is all over this album. You got Tim Lane, you got Bag of Tricks, you got Blizzard MC Dab, you got Rax Putin, man. You got all these people, and I think a lot of people would recognize Chris Calico. So how did all the tracks with Chris Calico come together, man?
Uh, that's some behind the scenes stuff,
Oh,
but honestly, dude,
oh,
but it's not that big of a deal, man. Like I said, my brother bought me that beat pack. Some of them had some verses and hooks and stuff with
oh,
Chris, and
that's dope.
so for me, you know what I mean? Like other people, like it's a license thing and all that, but I don't care whoever got those same tracks or anything. I made those versions mine. You know what I mean? Like I have those till the day I die. And Chris is one of my favorite artists, right there with Tech. You know what I mean? Tech Nine's probably my favorite, and I don't pick favorites that easily. Usually stray away from that word for anything, but definitely Tech and Chris are up there in the top when it comes to rap artists. And so, like I said, I think my brother just did that at the right time, man, and it was perfect. It was like my favorite producer was one of my favorite artists, and it lit a fire under me, man, and I just ran with it, man. I resonated. A lot of those beats and stuff and songs just resonated with me, with what I was going through at the time, and so it just gave me an outlet. And I love working with other people. I love working. I'd rather work with other people than work alone. You know what I mean? Uh, and especially different artists. Tech does it, and I see why. I love making good music with good artists. It's a great feeling.
Man, and you also dropped a bunch of, singles this year, and also I was just thought it was so cool that, you had a track with your son on here, Stay OCD Cupid. OCD Cupid. I'm very impressed by him, by his music, by his personality, man. Now I'm meeting the man behind OCD Cupid, bro, and it's been a real honor to interview both you guys, and I can't say that enough. It's definitely very unique. I can see your passion behind the music. Not everyone has that passion, and just like, man, I've honestly enjoyed getting to know you a little bit better. I hope everyone watching feels the same way. Now, we only got about 30 seconds left before we go. Is there any shout outs you want to give? Anything on the way you want to mention? Anything else you want to let the people know?
Yeah, man, I just, I'm working on some more shit. For the next project, I got, my favorite guy making a custom beat for me. Looking to get some people on it. I'm not going to mention right now. Because I don't know for sure that's going to happen, but that's what I'm aiming for. I want to make the next project bigger than this one. And shout outs, man, like I said, to my older brother, Rax Butin, for just what he did, opening this door for me and pushing me to, go on this journey. Appreciate all the fans out there doing everything, listening and being there. I hope it resonates with you. OCD Cupid, my son, I'm proud of you, man. Love making music with that kid too. He's amazing. Just everybody on the track. It was an amazing project. It was fun working with everybody. Everybody really put their best into it. Bag of Tricks Cat, Philly Phil, BV Stu, they did really good jobs mixing and mastering. So if you guys need anything like that, hit them up. Just much love to everybody.
Man, beautiful interview. Like I said again, very nice to meet you. Jā-WrK, Rise Up and Take It is available right now on all streaming platforms. Y'all go give him a follow right now. Support him like y'all want to be supported. And you already know what it is. I'm Chris Hayes 508. This is On the Spot. We gonna see y'all on the next episode. Let's go.